I represent South Carolina. People believe that life is...
Hold on to your seats, because Senator Lindsey Graham's journey from a small-town eatery to the halls of power is nothing short of astonishing. Born July 9, 1955, in central South Carolina, Graham grew up in a one-room space attached to his family's sanitary cafe, a combined restaurant, bar, pool hall, and liquor store. After losing his mother to Hodgkin's lymphoma at age 21 and his father to a heart attack 15 months later, he suddenly found himself the guardian for his teenage sister. This early responsibility forged an ironclad work ethic that would later propel his academic and political ambitions. You won't believe how he financed his education. Juggling multiple part-time jobs and relying on student loans, Graham became the first in his family to graduate high school, and went on to earn a B.A. in psychology from the University of South Carolina in 1977. Undeterred, he stayed in Columbia for law school, while simultaneously fulfilling Reserve Officer Training Corps duties, and emerged in 1981 with a J.D. and a commission as a judge advocate in the U.S. Air Force. His early military career featured high-stakes moments, most famously his defense of a pilot on an episode of 60 Minutes, challenging the Air Force's drug testing policies. That case not only sharpened his legal acumen, but also thrust him into the national spotlight. But that's only half the story. Returning to South Carolina in 1988, Graham balanced National Guard service with private law practice, then answered the call to active duty during the Gulf War, briefing pilots on the laws of war. By the time President George W. Bush pinned the rank of lieutenant colonel on him in 1998, and later promoted him to colonel in 2004, Graham had logged tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, earning a Bronze Star for his service as senior legal counsel. Few politicians carry such a sterling military record into public office. Here's the twist that changes everything. Graham parlayed his military and legal credentials into a successful run for the South Carolina House of Representatives in 1992, then vaulted to Congress in 1994 as the first Republican representative of his district since Reconstruction. In the U.S. House, he embraced conservative social policies and financial discipline, but also showed a knack for bipartisanship, serving as one of the managers during President Clinton's impeachment trial. When Senator Strom Thurmond retired in 2002, Graham seized the opportunity and won his Senate seat, quickly earning respect on both sides for his willingness to work across the aisle on crucial issues like judicial confirmations. What happened next shocked the nation. Graham's relationship with President Donald Trump swung from fiery criticism during the 2016 primaries to wholehearted support of major policies, including defense budgets and court appointments. Multiple golf outings and public endorsements highlighted that shift, even as hardline conservatives accused him of abandoning principle. Yet through 4 Senate campaigns, each more fiercely contested and expensive than the last, Graham has maintained his grip on South Carolina, emphasizing experience, pragmatism, and a steadfast belief in a robust national defense. Now, let's shift gears and peer into his financial and luxury lifestyle. While Graham isn't known as a flashy collector, he favors a Cadillac Escalade for comfortable travel between Washington, D.C. and his South Carolina roots. On his wrist, he's been spotted wearing a classic Omega Speedmaster, a nod to his Air Force days. His real estate portfolio includes a $1.2 million row house in Georgetown, a modest farmstead near his hometown, and a vacational timeshare in the Carolinas. Though he doesn't own a private jet, his frequent flights on military transport or charter services come courtesy of congressional travel allowances rather than personal holdings. In business, Graham's primary investments have centered on his own law practice and modest stakes in legal tech startups seeking to streamline courtroom procedures. He's taken care to avoid conflicts of interest, placing assets in a blind trust, and focusing any charitable giving through family foundations rather than high-stakes corporate ventures. On the insurance front, he maintains standard congressional plans, health coverage through the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program, life insurance via the Federal Employees Group Life Insurance, and career-related liability protections during his military service. These safety nets reflect a cautious approach to preserving both his health and legacy. Despite a net worth estimated at $7 million, Graham lives well below the extravagance of many modern politicians. His spending habits and investments underline three key financial lessons: diversify income streams beyond public office, secure reliable insurance policies early to safeguard against life's uncertainties, and maintain a living space close to work to minimize unnecessary expenditures. As this story unfolds, consider the broader impact. Lindsey Graham's blend of conservative conviction and pragmatic compromise has helped shape policies on immigration reform, national security, and judicial nominations. His friendship-turned-rivalry-turned-alliance with President Trump reveals the complexities of modern politics, where principle and power often collide. Looking ahead, Graham's influence on defense budgets and Supreme Court appointments will continue to reverberate, offering both cautionary and inspiring lessons for aspiring public servants. Stay tuned, because the next chapter delves into how his sister Darlene, whom he raised after their parents' deaths, became his closest confidant and a driving force behind his charitable efforts. You won't want to miss how personal tragedy transformed into public triumph, and what financial strategies he's sharing with young leaders today. Lindsey Graham's story reads like a political thriller, packed with sharp twists, dramatic turns, and unexpected alliances. From the young man who once raised his little sister Darlene after the loss of their parents, to the seasoned senator rubbing shoulders with presidents, his evolution is nothing short of astonishing. But what really caught everyone's attention wasn't just his shifting political stance. It was how a man who once called Trump an imbecile would later support him so publicly. This shocking reversal made headlines, leaving political analysts and voters alike scratching their heads. Was it strategy, survival, or something deeper? The mystery only deepened when Graham became a fixture at Trump's golf outings and campaign events, despite having previously mocked his policies with biting sarcasm. And then came the personal bombshell. In 2020, a Twitter storm erupted when adult film star Shah Harding publicly accused Graham of hiding his sexuality, using the hashtag #LadyG. This wasn't the first time whispers about Graham's private life surfaced, but Harding's bold claims reignited speculation that had simmered for years. Despite the chaos it stirred online, Graham stood firm, repeatedly denying the rumors and asserting that he's straight. The real question isn't just about the truth. It's about why his private life has sparked such relentless curiosity. Perhaps it's the contrast between his deeply traditional public persona and the shadowy mysteries that linger behind the curtain. This paradox is what keeps the public intrigued. Financially, Graham's journey mirrors his political resilience. Slow, steady, but surprisingly strategic. His real estate portfolio may not scream luxury on the surface, but it reflects smart, calculated choices. That brick townhome in D.C. he snagged for just $225,000 in 1997? It's now worth over $800,000. And his 10,000-square-foot office complex in Seneca, South Carolina, purchased for $2.5 million, has appreciated to more than $4 million. This quiet rise in property value reveals a man who, while not flashy, knows how to build enduring wealth. At present, Lindsey Graham's estimated net worth hovers around $3.5 million. but future projections hint at a steady climb, particularly if his media presence and political influence continue to grow. His long-standing tenure in the Senate ensures a reliable income, while his investments in real estate suggest a conservative but effective wealth strategy. What makes this more compelling is that Graham isn't known for extravagant spending or luxury indulgences. Unlike some of his political peers who flaunt private jets or lavish estates, Graham has maintained a relatively modest image. Yet, this modesty only sharpens the contrast when explosive personal scandals erupt, like the Sylvia love story that nearly led to marriage in Germany, or the lingering heartbreak that followed. That tale, layered with romance, distance, and the pull of duty, humanizes a man often reduced to his sound bites. Still, Graham's closeness with his sister Darlene is arguably one of the most emotionally grounding aspects of his public life. During his 2015 campaign, she wasn't just by his side. She was part of his narrative, a testament to the compassionate side many overlook. It's this vulnerability that offers glimpses into the man behind the politics. But vulnerability doesn't erase controversy. Graham's changing stance on same-sex marriage, juxtaposed with the rumors about his own personal life, continues to stir debate. One moment he's advocating for conservative values, the next he's fielding accusations that challenge the very image he's built over decades. As the 2024 elections loom and his support for Trump remains unshaken, one can't help but wonder, what's next for Lindsey Graham? Is this the final chapter of a career built on reinvention, or merely a new twist in a saga that's far from over? Whether it's whispered rumors, sudden political pivots,